Oh, and welcome. Good evening, good morning, good night. I know a lot of people in Australia are fast asleep, but if you're replaying, please do #replay. And for everyone that's here now, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up for this 24-hour heal-a-thon. I think it's just amazing, and showing up for yourselves. So within this session, it is about raising our vibration. It is about healing, but it's also about meeting that fear, because we can send healing and send healing. But once we've cleared our basement, once we've cleared our shadows, I heard Noel Gallagher recently on the radio talking about his song Cast No Shadows, and I thought that was beautiful. Can we do it all the time? No, but we can quickly get rid of them. And there are lots of tools that I've learned this year to do that. So I'm rabbiting on. Let me just back up. I'm Nila Matthews. And unlike all of the people that have been on today who have been amazing, we've seen some channeling, we've seen had some meditation and embodiment, lots of vulnerability, lots of strength with it. They have all been graduates of the Institute of Intuitive Intelligence, and I'm really honoured because I am still going through the process of my year-long training at the Institute. So I'm totally honoured to be here today and share with you the things I've learnt, the things I've integrated. And I was going to leave some bits out, but I was channeled a message by the amazing Renee today. And the message from the Cosmic Mother, the Earth Mother, and the Dark Mother was bring all flavors of you to play. So that's what I'm going to do. I was a little bit fearful, there you go, of bringing some of that, but I'm going to go with the flow. I do that a lot, and bring that part of me in there. So if you hear Harry Potter, that'll be in there too, probably. But before I get going, I just wanted to honour, firstly, yourselves, and also the custodians of this land. Being the UK, it's been a patchwork of lovely cultures that have melded. Also, the beings of light that hold this land. My lineage, which goes back to 6002 by recorded history, which is amazing. And of course, my teachers, formal and informal, that have brought me to this place today, have made me who I am. So I thank and honour you. So just to let you know who I am, where I've come from, I've got a background, about 20 years, I think, in digital product management, really specialising in behavioural product management, behaviour. And I am a tutor for Restore, which is a mental health charity. And a couple of years ago, I left my job, really good job, to go and do brain scanning studies and understand what was going on under the hood. Because I'm really interested and passionate in helping people cross that gap. And it's the gap between what we say and want and do and say. And it's within that gap, I think there's a lot of suffering. I know that's where I was, and that's why I started this journey 10 years ago. And I often will still fall into that gap. But what I have got, and what these tools allow me to do, is recover, have that resilience, have that ability to, and I couldn't do this about 10 years ago, be vulnerable and lean on my sisters, be vocal, meet that fear. And that's what I'm hoping we can do today, talk about some of that. But again, let me just talk about the Institute. So I started this formal training of learning about psychology and doing these brain scanning studies. And it kind of only took me part of the way. My body was a human laboratory, my mind was a human laboratory. And what I realized was nothing changes from the level of the mind. As an ex-PE teacher, an ex-aerobics teacher and a spin teacher, I knew the power of movement to move, but actually what I've really learned is some amazing embodiment tools. I've also understood the vibration, because we are energy, and I use that vibration, the chanting that we've just heard, that again has such a big impact on what we do. But what I now know is I understand the meaning of those. I understand with absolute certainty the feeling, and I raise that feeling to actually help all of this. So there's a couple of things that are really important there. And what I didn't realize, and Bellatrix Lestrange said this to Harry Potter in Harry Potter, you can't just say the words, you've got to mean it. And I think that's the thing that I've really learned. So we can have an intention. And so the intention today is to send love and peace and healing. We focus our attention, because where your attention goes is where your energy flows. And admittedly, we do get a monkey mind, and we call it back. We call it back with love, non-judgment, and we even reward it because our brain loves a reward. But the key part to any intention and to manifesting that is the fertilizer. And the fertilizer is the feeling. And that feeling needs to be heightened, and that feeling needs to be, oh. And I remember my first teacher at the Institute, Kim Newing, who's amazing. And I remember when she said, and this landed, don't move from your devotion until you're moved. Hit me kind of here. To the point. See, I'm doing it now. I get full of emotion and I'm just crying, happy tears. But what I know is, while I do that, I'm breathing and thinking through my heart. And it's the heart that is the gateway to your intuition. And why are we talking about intuition? When you've got an inner knowing, when you can go inside, that's when the magic happens. That's when we really start to open up to miracles. And if people have been watching today, and I know today's marathon has been a bit addictive, and Ricky said this often, but in the Course in Miracles, it says miracles are when we go from the misperception of fear to love, and then miracles appear for you. Let me just unpack that. That basically means that when we have a fear, there is a misperception. There's a misperception that something is outside our reach, we're not good enough, we doubt, we're not tall enough, and in my case, I make Kylie Minogue look tall. But all those things mean that there's a certain amount of fear. Everything we want, our evolution, is on the other side of that fear. And so meeting it is the only path to liberated rebirth, is the only path to our freedom, joy, and actually having that gratitude in our heart in order to see the fear, turn it around, reframe it, look at it as an ally, is what's really key. And so what I'm going to do today is actually ground us into our breath. We're going to use some pranayama breathing to ground and release. And then we're going to go into a flow. We're going to just flow. So I often talk about awakening flow, and your flow exists through your beautiful spine, which we'll talk about in a moment. But that's where your life force is. That's where we need to flow up and down, so it can be strong and it can be soft. It can be vulnerable and yet it can be strength. But we need all of those energy centers. So if you've heard of chakras, they need to open, and each one of those has its own little unique power, and they can get blocked, and they can be blocked with fear. But that fear, like I said, is our evolution. And so in the Hindu culture, we pray to, before we pray to anyone else, Ganesh or Ganpati Dada, and there are many names for him, the elephant-headed god. We pray to him because we pray for him to remove the obstacles. The irony, the joke, is that he places the obstacle in our way. Why? Surely for our evolution. Nothing changes unless we change. And so we need to be able to look at that fear and really understand the message and the symbols it's telling us, for it to go away, not run away, not go around the other side, which I often do, but actually face that fear. And so we're going to go through a technique and practice today to help us see that and understand what's deeper than that for us, and work through that to evolve us. Then we're going to end up with some heart congruence, where we're going to vibration. If my music works right, I'm going to do some liberated dance, maybe if we've got time. And if we have time, we'll do some channeling, because I know that the mothers are with me, the cosmic mother, the dark mother, and the earth mother, and they're all beautiful, and the energy is palpable. So I am now going to stop talking because I do that a lot. Let me just check in. Is there any questions? Oh, it's good to see you all. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we go. What I'd like you to do now is just get your ouchies out. Now, the gym instructor in me wants you to just raise your shoulders up and let it down, and then raise it up and let it down slowly, and put your shoulder blades back into their socket, belly button to spine, just to protect that lower back. And then just find that seated, comfortable position. Maybe you just want to have a good shake. And as you do that, know that you're perfectly safe. And you can just put away the outside world as we go into the inner world now. So let's just take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out with an audible sigh. This time, just take another deep breath in. And do what I love doing, horsey lips out. If you do that one more time, just let in a bit of playfulness, a little bit of lightness. That lets in all the joy. So let's do that one more time. And if you're safe to do so, ground your feet into the ground. Just letting yourself know you're supported. Letting your nervous system know you're supported, and close down your beautiful eyes. And if it feels right to you, just place your hands on your heart and just let yourself be breathed. And just notice now, is your breath deep? Is it shallow? Is it filling your entire belly? Just follow your breath. You keep breathing in and out. We're now going to take a releasing breath and just grounding ourselves into our body. So take a deep breath in through the nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Dropping the shoulders down, hold it and let it out through the mouth. Steady and smooth. 3, 2, 1. Let's just do that again. Breathe in through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then steadily and smoothly out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you continue to breathe, just let yourself sink deeper still. And notice as you've closed your eyes, you're now honoring yourself. You're honoring the world inside. You're letting the world, the external world, just fade away as we breathe in, holding and just releasing. And again, one more time. Now in your own time now, just follow your own breath in for 4, holding gently at the top, and out for 4. Fill that belly, the diaphragm up completely. And let it go. That signals to your nervous system that you're safe. And your vagus nerve, which controls that sense to the brain, knows it can relax. Knows it's got nowhere else to go. Now notice now where your attention is. Where your attention is, your energy flows. that to-do list on a meeting, with a conversation with your partner or child. Just gently, lovingly, but firmly call it back. All the aspects of you now that are scattered in bed or within the day, just calling it all back in now, lovingly, gently. And as you call it all back in, know that your light emanating from your heart grows brighter, and all those parts that join together cause your light to be even brighter. Your breath now, like water to a flower budding. Just let yourself soak that in. And as you continue to breathe, just let your whole physical body just melt away. And let your heart just breathe that in. What we're going to do now is a slightly different breath. I'll explain what we're going to do and then count you in. So we're going to breathe in for 4, and this time as we breathe in, bring in your root, squeeze at your solar plexus, squeeze you all the way to the top of your head, and we're going to lock that. And we're going to lock it for 4 or as long as you can hold it. And then we're going to breathe it out. We're going to see how far we can hold it, because that's our edge, that's our comfort. So I invite you now to take a deep breath in for 4 as we hold the root, 3 the solar plexus, 2 the throat, 4 holding it at the top of our crown, and just lock that in and hold it. Well done. To your edge, just notice where that is and hold it, and then let it out with an audible sigh. One more time, a couple more times, sorry. Breathe in at the root, at the solar plexus, the throat, crown of your head, and just hold and lock. It's in that stillness and in that pause that we test ourselves, that we push our edge. Let it out with an audible sigh. Well done. Again, breathing in, into the root, solar plexus, into the throat, locking at the top. Have you held longer? Well done. When you're ready, let that go. 2 more times now, breathing into the root, solar plexus, throat, lock it at the top. Lock it, hold it, take it to your edge. Don't release yet, but this time when you release out, I want you to blow it out like you're a whale at the top of your head. 3, 2, 1, and blow it out. Let it touch your soul star. Above your head, a meter over, and then just breathing it down. And we're going to breathe into the root, solar plexus, throat, crown, and hold. And let it out from the top of your head when you're ready. Just let your breath now return to its natural rhythm. Well done. Noticing now where your edge was, congratulating yourself on pushing against your edge, as we know everything we want is on the other side of comfort. As we return now to our normal breath, just tune into your body. And I just invite you to scan over your body. Maybe you start at your base of your spine, your root chakra. Just taking it up to below your belly button, the back of your spine. How is that feeling? How is that looking? As we take that up again to the solar plexus, our sense of worth. Now we are worth our weight in gold, and that solar plex knows. If it feels constricted, we know where to work. Let's take that up to our heart. Just scan that. How is that feeling? Our ever-present window to our soul, our link. Our heart is just a constructed name. God knows the vibration of that heart. So just let that vibration be known and seen. So move up to the throat. Oh, the throat, which can feel sometimes so constricted and sore. Just squeeze it in, let it know you see it, and just notice what's appearing for you. As we take it up to just below, just behind our eyes, in between our eyebrows, our crown chakra. Has your head been feeling foggy? Have things been clear? All of these things are related to that beautiful chakra. And then to the top of our head, where the beautiful light of the universe and the divine flows through us. Just notice how that feels. Now, as you're just feeling into that, just have a scan around your body. Maybe the heaviness is in your shoulders, or your knees, or your legs. I'm now going to chant the long form of the Gayatri Mantra, which can help release all of those chakra points. It's also a beautiful mantra, which again, you may have heard chanted a few times today. But that long form is dedicated to the feminine power, the Shakti and the Shiva. But we need the Shakti for action and creativity and femininity. The Shiva power, which tends to be the higher chakras, has awareness, but cannot move without the feminine, who is all about movement. The long form or the Gayatri Mantra allows us to express that. Now, if you know it, please go ahead and say it with me, or just feel the vibration of that mantra. I'm going to say it 3 times, and I invite you to maybe place your hand at each point as I say it. I will do it the first time if you don't know all the points. So just take a deep breath in through your mouth. Maybe close your eyes if they've opened again, or have them opened. It's all good. Om Bu, Om Bua, Om Swa, Om Ma, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Varenyam, Bhargo Devesi, Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. Om Bu, Om Swa, Om Ma, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Varenyam, Bhargo Davesi, Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. Om Bu, Om Bua, Om Swa, Om Ma, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitu Varenyam, Bhargo Davesi, Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. I invite you now, just take your gaze to the center of your heart and just scanning the whole of your body to see if there's any contractions and constrictions. Just keep breathing through the center of your heart. And as we breathe through the center of our hearts, I invite you now just to see that spark of light again, growing and expanding with every breath you take, with every deep, divine breath. Let your heart just expand, bringing to mind a thing, a place, or sound that brings your heart beauty, freedom, joy, and appreciation. Just let yourself sit there and expand in that. It could be as beautiful as a flower, a smile, or a personal place. Just let yourself feel that, and with that, let your heart expand outwards. Let that flame in your heart grow until it's a globe, melting your physical being. Stretching out now. Breathing the light of your consciousness, expanding effortlessly and elegantly, filling the room in which you sit. And as you do that now, just drop yourself back in your heart. And I invite you to ask yourself, is there a dominant fear in your life at the moment, in your current life situation? Just let your consciousness drop into that fear or that stressful thought or feeling, and just let yourself raise your consciousness and deferring to your heart, brain, and your intuitive intelligence. Just let that land for you. Take your time. And when it lands, it will be quick because your intuition comes quickly, but it speaks in symbols and feelings. So just let yourself feel that. And then I'd like you, invite you to ask, what's deeper than that? As we peel the layers of the fear, What seems to be the top of our fear is very rarely the source. So let's invite ourselves now to ask, what's deeper than that? Notice if you sense something in your body, how it feels. Maybe it's a color, maybe it's a feeling, or maybe it's an image. But I invite you now and your imagination to just come on a journey with me. So imagine now you are standing in front of a door. Just notice what that door looks like. The shape, the color, the size. You're curious. And so you knock, signifying your intention to go further. And as you do so, the door effortlessly opens. With curiosity and love, you step forward. You step forward and down the stairs, feeling the ground beneath your feet and the satisfying crunch as you go down, down, down. And as you come to the last step, you step out into a sacred space. I invite you now just to see what that sacred space looks like for you. Maybe it's a forest, maybe it's a cathedral, maybe it's a Greek pantheon, Greek temple. It's all good. Just notice where you are, and with loving curiosity, just step forward into that place, knowing that we have stepped into the heart of that power center, where you felt that fear. Maybe it's your root, maybe it's your sacral, but just notice what it looks like for you. And as you walk around now, I invite you just to take a seat in the center of this place, knowing you are safe to do so. As you sit down, you feel the ground beneath your feet, your bare feet. Just see and sense and feel what you can see. Do you know, or can you say, sense what that is? Or is the image still forming? It's all good. Now, as you get a sense of where you are, just tune into how you feel. Does it make you feel anxious or calm? Or just as an observer, curious? As you look and hear, know that your fear would like to let you know what has held it here. So I invite you now to ask the question, what would you have me know? Keep taking a deep breath in through your heart and out through your mouth. The image may be forming. Maybe you sense it. Maybe you hear it. maybe now you want to ask it, what impact have you been having on my power center? You are safe. And if you're ready to do so, ask one last question. How is this fear of this life situation interrupting the flow of my life force? I invite you now just to gaze upon the image of your fear and that power center, and know now there is a light streaming from up above. And as that light pours down, sense, know, or feel the warmth that it's emanating to not only you, but to your power center and to your fear. Just let that now flow all over you. As you feel that, you gaze compassionately on what is in front of you and what the fear has to tell you. And as you deeply breathe and your compassion grows, or maybe you just want to breathe, it's all good. Know, sense, and feel that in front of you now, there is an altar. And on that altar, there is a sacred flame. A flame that you're drawn to. A flame, a violet flame. The violet flame is cleansing. And there is an invitation now to walk to the flame, stand within the flame, knowing it can cleanse you of all the things you are ready to release. The fear that is ready to show itself because you are ready to evolve. If you feel called, gently step forward, up the stairs to the altar, to the flame, which you know will be just the right temperature. So if you are ready, place your right foot forward and join it with your left, stepping into the violet flame. Feeling the tickle under your toes, just let that violet flame encircle you, enwrap you, fill you with love. Clearing, cleansing anything that no longer serves. Breathing still deeper. The words now that you hear are from your fear, which I shall call out for you. The words, the prayer of forgiveness, the Ho'oponopono, which says, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. If you feel you're ready, the invitation is to look upon the old fears, the things that have challenged you, have tested you, have taken you to your edge, and honor it. And maybe now you too would like to share that prayer as you liberate yourself from anger, fear, and resentment, knowing that that is your key to freedom. I'll say the words now. I invite you to say them with me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I am sorry. Notice now that the flames rise up one last time, encircling you above your head. And as you breathe out, the flames, the violet flames, just fall away, knowing that that integration has happened and it will continue to happen. Just notice how you feel. And if you're ready, stepping out of that sacred fire, stepping down the stone altar, down, down. And you notice there is a door. And you walk towards the door. And as you go through that door, you find yourself back in your beautiful body, on your seat, and back here in front of me. And if you're ready, blink open your beautiful eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and holding it at the top. And just breathe it out with an audible sigh. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. And just take on some water. That was beautiful work. Well done. So now we've met and hopefully released some of that fear. Oh, it's time just to move that body a little bit and just to raise some vibration. Now just notice what happened in that sacred place, what came up for you and how you felt. We're going to do now, if this works, is I'm just going to invite a little bit of dancing just to move and get some movement back into that spine and into your flow and into your whole being. And I'm just going to invite you now to either do this sitting or move. It's all good. So hopefully this works and you can hear this. But just let that beat just fill you up as we move. Close your eyes if you must. But just moving cat-cow on your spine. Breathing in as you round your back. Out as you extend your heart. Out. And in. And out. And in. And just let your body feel that sound and the vibration of sound. So magical. Just let yourself feel that. Let yourself move. Maybe you want to sway those hips and your sacral chakra, where your life force is. You are whole. You are divine. But we need to awaken that beat. Breathing in, breathing out. Close your eyes. Just let yourself feel that beat. Know you are whole. Feel your life force awaken. Your femininity. Honor your needs. Honor yourself. Let yourself be free. Feel that beat. Let yourself be free. Just close your eyes and do whatever feels right for you, because you're the only one here. Feel that beat. Ground yourself in that beat into Mother Nature and above into Mother Gaia, the cosmos. Let yourself be free. Hold. Take a deep breath in and just release it out through your mouth with a horsey lips. And just bring yourself back to your chair, back to this ever-present now. I invite you now just to breathe in through your heart and out. And just start tapping at the side of your hand. Tapping is like an acupuncture for your nervous system, which is 34 miles long, the memory foam for everything that has happened, conscious and unconscious. So we just tap to release that. And breathing in and out. And affirm with me now. I now release all my emotional attachments to anything that stands in my way for my wholeness. I now release all my emotional attachments to anything that stands in my way of peace. I now release all my emotional attachments to the fears, the doubt, the uncertainty, the not enough, the too much, all the things that stop me showing up fully in the world. Stop tapping. I invite you to just take your hand to the center of your chest and just let yourself breathe in now. Again, through that chest, igniting that light. As we bring to mind a beautiful thing, place, or person that ignites your heart, and let it fill now. With every deep breath in and out, that light turns into a globe, expanding your energy, its energy of love, peace, gratitude, expanding the light of your consciousness ever further, melting away your physical body until it expands out to the room effortlessly now, traveling upwards and outwards, expanding out down your street, the light of your consciousness, expanding now effortlessly up to encircle the whole of your region, effortlessly, gracefully. With every breath now, the light of your heart and your consciousness expanding to fill the whole country, the whole of your hemisphere, expanding now to encircle the whole world. And as we encircle the whole world, sense your sisters now and their energy as we encircle hand in hand the whole world, holding the whole world with our vibration of love, gratitude, compassion, appreciation, and freedom. As we know now that we breathe not just for the world, but for the universe, as we are everything and everyone, yet nothing and no one. As we breathe in and out, just bring to mind an image, a symbol, maybe it's a letter E, that will remind you always of this expanded feeling of liberation, of liberated rebirth, of freedom, of joy, of expansion. I will leave you now for a couple of moments just to sit and breathe into that as you encode it into your consciousness. As we sit in this space of joy and appreciation and gratitude, we open ourselves up now to a higher power, to our soul's intuitive intelligence. As we're sat in that vibration, maybe you sense that higher self. The invitation now is to ask, what would you have me know? Just sense, know or feel. Maybe an answer will come. Or as we sit in this vibration of love together, know as you honor yourself, we honor each other in this circle. We honor the world. And your soul honors you. Know that you can always return to this place by remembering that symbol or that letter, or just placing your hands on the center of your chest to tap into your heart's intuitive intelligence. So now we're just going to bring ourselves back